What will we do? Yes, please tell me. Which is that factor which is hindering the unity in diversity? No, apart from this, someone said caste. How caste is acting as a dividing factor? Sometimes what people do in the name of caste, they will only focus on single caste and undermining other caste. That will seed the seed of division between the people. Correct? Correct, right? So again, caste is acting as a division factor. Okay. Yeah, right?
Sir, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Okay.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ.
Yes. Yeah, please tell me. Is there any other reason apart from this? One I said is religion, sometimes politics, sometimes the caste. Is there any other reason which is acting as division between the people? Economic opportunities, I would say. Economic opportunities. That's what lack of opportunities, I would say. If there is a lack of opportunity, that will definitely it will seed of the division. Best example, have you seen in Karnataka sometime the people are dividing the unity in diversity in the name of Kannada as a language? Okay, actually Kannada protests are actually good, but if we go to that extent where we undermine the other languages in the name of Kannada, what happens? It can be breaking the unity and diversity of the people. Correct? The best example, we have seen Namma Metro. If the Kannada people, we all together, we say that all the metro names should be only in Kannada. It is very difficult for other people, other state people to come and stay here and to commute in Karnataka, isn't it? So that means they will not be able to understand first of all the words. How can they be able to commute? Correct? So because of that division factor, either they will not come to Bangalore or they will start to migrate to other places instead of Bangalore. That means Bangalore as a hub of IT, okay, that the charishma, the name will be lost. Correct? So here Kannada, too much of Kannada focus at the cost of others may hinder the development. Correct? But if you say that Kannada should be protected, however, other languages should also be promoted. If I say this is called as perfect unity in diversity. Correct? So it should focus on these areas. This is what we studied in the last class. Okay, now we'll continue with the next area. Suppose in the name of religion, okay, if the religious ideologies are turned into politics, it will hamper the unity in diversity. Most of the people outrightly say, I belong to so and so community, so and so religion, you vote for me. Okay, don't you feel that person is undermining the other religion? Yes. So that will again seed the division between the people. Correct? Then we will see today about caste. See, in India, what happens? In the last class I told you earlier, the concept of caste was not there. There was a concept called as a varna. Again, this is again from this. Okay, I hope you are able to understand the words. Varna system was there. Please remember, varna system was there in the historical times. In the initial times, we see the concept of the Varna system. Okay, but the issue of Varna has turned into the caste system, okay, based on the hereditary occupations. So earlier what happened, there was a concept of Varna. Here I got you four Varnas over there. Which are the four Varnas? One is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and these were the four Varnas. Later what happened? They were doing some dedicated work. I would say this is an occupation. They were doing particular occupation that become hereditary. Okay, that means a person belonging or the person who is being taking a birth in particular family. Okay, they used to carry forth that particular occupation. This has become more hereditary. That means this has become very spread in the society. Correct? So because of that, we see the origin of the caste. Okay, later what will happen, ignore this. Okay, a person who has taken the birth in a particular religion has to, do certain work. Okay, certain occupation. That is how the work of caste system stands. Means caste system is all about the based on the birth you are deciding your occupation, and that occupation was very strict, and you are not supposed to go beyond that particular the occupation. So this has led to the the emergence of the caste system. Okay, caste system, we call it as jati also. Okay, now problem is there were only four varnas. How the multiple caste system started? So what used to happen is, okay, especially the Vaishyas. Vaishyas used to do the supporting, the work for the higher community, like some barbers, some, the handicraft. Okay, many people were there. Okay, there were many sub activities, occupations. Each occupation was called with some caste. This is how numerous caste systems started to evolve, isn't it? So this is how the caste system evolved. Now we'll see what are the special features which are common in the caste system. Features that are common in the caste system. What you can do now is, okay, you can make a subheading, you can keep writing whatever I say, the keywords you can make a note. Okay, now we are discussing about the features of caste system. Please remember, the first feature of caste system is it is hierarchical in nature. It is having a hierarchy. Okay, there is a concept you would have seen: higher caste, lower caste, middle caste. Okay, like that. It is a hierarchy based the setup. That means we see the relevance or existence of inequality within the hierarchy. Okay, that is why the issue of untouchability started in the later days. Okay, the first point is it is a hierarchical setup. Second is every caste system is following the second feature, that is endogamy. Endogamy means marrying within the caste. People started marrying having a lineage or the matrimonial relation within the same caste. We call that word as endogamy. That is second feature. Third feature is, most of the time we see hereditary occupation being followed by the caste. That is third feature. The occupation now become hereditary. Okay, if the father is doctor in the ancient times, doctor matlab Ayurveda, Unani, etc. The son used to follow, or the daughter used to follow. That is how the occupation became hereditary. That is third feature. Fourth feature is we see the feature of purity and pollution norms. Purity and pollution norms. Okay, a person belonging to certain caste has to follow some rituals. Okay, he should only mingle with a certain same community people, same caste people. We call it as purity. Okay, if a person is mingling with other caste, especially the person is mingling with the lower caste, we call it as impure. Okay, this is the concept of purity pollution. Okay, we see the purity pollution norms within the caste system. Then the last one is the social restrictions. They have some social restrictions, we see with respect to the caste system. Social restriction as in some people follow some particular diet. Okay, we say example, in ancient times, Lingayat community were called as the vegetarian community earlier times. Present time it is other way around. Okay, like all the people will eat all the type of diets. Okay, the eating habits. So some people belonging to some caste used to follow the particular food habits. Okay, I hope you would have seen Brahmins. They were purely vegetarians. Correct? So similarly, Lingayat were vegetarians. Okay, and some other caste people used to follow the non-vegetarian diet. That means the social restrictions were there. Number one restriction was the food habits. In the social restrictions, first point is food habits. Second is the mingling of the people. Okay, this is a social restriction. Most of the time, the higher caste people were not allowed to mingle with the lower caste people. This is where the issue of untouchability starts. Okay, that is the mingling of the people. Third thing with respect to the social restrictions is the temple entry related. Temple entry. Only certain caste people are being allowed for that particular temple. The other people were not allowed. Okay, in the recent times also, you would see the similar kind of setup in some of the temples. Only some temples are open for everyone, correct? But in some cases, we see restrictions also. Have you seen, if you go to some temples, if you wear particular the attire, then only they will let you inside. Okay. That is also social restriction put forth by the caste system. Nowadays, because of the education, because of government regulations, the restrictions has reduced. Correct? Have you heard this name? Shinganam. It is there in Maharashtra. And also Ayyappa temple. What is the name of the temple? Shabrimala. Shabrimala issue. Okay, here the women were not allowed to enter because of some reasons. Okay, so they were not allowed to enter. But now what has happened is Supreme Court has intervened and Supreme Court has given the power for women to go inside the temple. Again, if you see this, actually what happened in Supreme Court when they gave a judgment, it was a three-judge bench. Three judges, they sat together and discussed and gave a verdict. Actually, what happened? Two judges who were male judge. One judge was woman in that judgment. Woman judge did not allow the entry for women. And she told the temple entry should not be given for women in some during some particular days. She said she should not be allowed. But these male people said, yes, they should be allowed. We have to follow gender justice. And it is left to that woman whether to go inside or not. But you should not restrict her. That is what the argument of male judges. Because it was three-member panel, 2:1 was the ratio. That means majority was a male candidate. That is why this judgment was passed. In India, presently, these two temples, there is no restriction. Same thing happened with one more religion. I here talked about one particular religion. One more religion, that is some religion. Those religions, like Muslim also, they have their caste. Correct? So Shia is there, Sunni is there. Many sub-castes are there within that particular religion also. Here also, some of the women are not given freedom. Okay, or they were undermined of their the freedom. Okay, most of the sub-castes were following some rituals. Okay, they were being also taken away in the name of freedom. Okay, that is why the impact of caste is being reducing in the recent time. Okay, these are the things. Now, because of this caste movement, this caste setup, what has happened is everyone started following the same kind of things. It led to rigidity, rigidity in the caste system. That means the people were restricted to do the same occupation. They were restricted to marry within the same community. And also we see one more issue in the Indian caste system, that is factory local. That is a factory local. Factory local. Factory means patriarchal. Local means local level real estate. Factory local means most of the marriages, in most of the marriages, the woman who was getting married was shifting to the male house. That setup we call it as a factory local. Isn't it followed in India in present times? Yes. 99% of the cases, this is a thing. Factory local. Only in some tribal we see matri local. I told you one tribal, Northeast India. In Northeast India, the man who is marrying the woman will go to woman's house and he will stay there in the woman's house. That is matri local. But in most of the caste, we see factory local setup. Okay, now because of the job opportunities, we are shifting here. Nowadays, what is happening? The people will follow the caste system based marriages. They will get married in some their villages, but they will come and settle in Bangalore. Only the spouse, the husband and wife will be working here. They neither go for factory local nor matri local. They will come here for Bengaluru local residents. Right? The caste system has now reduced the impact of caste system, but still we do follow caste-based rituals. Okay, don't you feel the most of the marriages are having their own marriage ceremonies? Here also the influence of caste is there. Correct. So that is the all about the features of the caste. Okay, and usually these features evolved over the times since the historical times. Okay, what has happened when the Britishers came to India is the system of caste was very rigid. Okay, in this setup of caste, what used to happen? Okay, I am facing one more problem. Yes, sir. I remember my school days. Our teachers used to give us some not the choppies. We used to use the slates in my school days. Okay, they used to give us prize. What do you call for that? On the slate we write, no? Balpa. They used to give us balpas as a gesture of doing the things on time. Matlab, homework, they used to give us homework. We used to do them on daily basis. They used to give one that balpas. Okay. I remember my so see what happened. I told you the system they are following uh, some they have some features which are common for most of the caste. Now what happened within these castes, the people used to marry from lower, let's say this is higher caste. They used to marry the lower caste people also sometimes. Correct? It was some exceptions used to happen. In that scenario, what happened? The people were rejecting the people, the people who are migrating outside the caste. Okay. So because this system was so rigid, the people what they did is because of this rigidity, the people did not accept anyone who is migrating outside the caste, and those people were thrown away from the village. That is society. Those people were called with the meaning that is the word that is untouchable. Untouchable. Okay. So untouchability did not exist suddenly. It existed over the period of time. Okay, the people who were migrating outside the caste, they were actually being excluded from the society. Okay, in the villages, if you go, there are some colonies, okay, which are called with their caste-based names. Okay, like Brahmin Road, okay, Kshatriya Road, okay, Vaishya Road, like that. Okay, when the caste system evolved, within this also they started further segregation and settling of the people. No, people started. Okay, when the people started marrying the outside the caste, we call it as intercaste. Intercaste means you are married outside the caste. Okay, these intercaste marriages were not allowed in the ancient times. Okay, because of rigidity. But sometimes some exceptions used to happen. Okay, such people who married the outside the caste were thrown away from the local areas. Okay, we call it as exclusion of the people that led to the evolution of untouchability. Okay, is it clear? So untouchability has evolved over the period of time. Okay, that is where we call the presently the untouchables with one name. This Dalits. Have you heard this name? Dalits. Dalits are the people presently. Okay, we call them as the ancient times untouchables who faced many problems in the society. That is why we are giving reservation in the present times. Is it clear? They are called as Dalits. Government has come up with a renaming of such people. We call it as scheduled. Are you aware of this word? Scheduled. SCs we say. SCs are not necessarily untouchables. In the present meaning, SCs are those people who are who faced many problems because of caste, belonging to a particular caste. Okay, that is why we are giving a reservation for such people. Is it clear? Okay. Nowadays, what is happening? People want to go towards scheduled caste because they get extra reservation, extra perks, benefits for themselves. But earlier times, it was other way around. If you want to get better settlement, you have to go upper hierarchy. That means caste system became like this. Once again. That means according to ancient society, the people who were from Brahmin were called as higher caste people. Okay, the people who belong to the Shudras, they were called lower caste people. Later days. Okay, and then we completely neglected the words Brahmin, Kshatriya, and all. We started calling with the caste names. Okay, the Varna system has completely transformed itself into the caste system. We give more preference for caste instead of Varna. Correct? So that means here in the caste system, what happened? The people who are in the in a village, every caste people used to stay. But in this village, some of the people who are marrying inter-caste marriages, they were thrown outside the village. And later days, they were not allowed to work inside the village because they married inter-caste. Correct? So that is led to untouchability. And in this village also, we see higher caste, middle caste, lower caste, who were doing small minor occupations like cleaning work. They were called with the name lower caste. Correct? Is this setup clear? Yes. Now, what is happening? Because of some reasons, multiple reasons, the impact of caste system has been reducing in the recent times. Number one is you can make a subheading. The subheading can be caste and social mobility. Caste and social mobility. Social mobility. Caste and social mobility. Social mobility means people are now moving upper as well as lower caste based on their requirements. For instance, I'll just give you a small example. Right now, in India, because we are following the patriarchal system, let us assume, just for educational purpose. Okay, let's say the person is the main candidate is from higher caste. Let's assume the male candidate is from higher caste. Let's say our second candidate who has married this person is from lower caste. What will happen? She is right now lower caste, this person is higher caste. Once they marry, okay, they let's say they have their 8 generations, let's say kids. Which caste does it belong to? Not necessarily higher caste. The kid belongs to the patriarchal setup means father is a caste. Isn't it? That means this kid is called with a higher caste. That means the woman has migrated herself and her generations over the upper caste. Correct? That means this is called as mobility. They have made their transition to the higher caste. Sometimes it can be other way around. Correct? The women belong to higher caste, the male belong to lower caste. Again, if they marry, they will get this lower caste. Isn't it? That is why, again, this is called as mobility, that is transition. This is one reason. That is matrimonial relations to you are making mobility. Correct? Matrimonial relations, that we call it as inter-caste marriages, the mobility can happen. Second reason is education. When the rational education, I would say, scientific education has come into force, the people are not focusing on the caste. Correct? We do not follow the age-old rituals. Okay. In the caste system, they used to say purity pollution. They used to follow many rituals. Do we really follow the rituals in the present time? No. We say we do follow some rituals, we do not follow some rituals. Correct? This is how the impact of caste system is reducing. Correct? That means the relevance of caste is reducing because of a rational education system. Correct? And one more is the government regulation. Government regulations. The impact of caste system is reducing because of government regulations. What government does? The government has said, number one, constitutionally we have made a particular article. Okay, constitutionally we have made a rule. That rule is called as Article 17, which is speaking about banning of untouchability in India. There is no concept of untouchability. If suppose, okay, in public space, if you go and tell any person that you belong to certain caste, I will not touch you. This person can go and give a complaint now. You will be put under bars. Under bars, right? So that's banned in India. That means untouchability is banned in India. That is why the caste system impact is reducing in the system. Number one. Second, government is actually promoting and protecting the intercaste marriages. Karnataka Karnataka has made rules where if you are marrying the interreligion, they will give funds. And if you are marrying intercaste, and if you have any problems, they are giving police protection. According to government, if a person is major more than 18 years, if the person is having a voluntary willingness to marry any person, nobody can restrict. This is rules by the government. That is why the impact of caste system is studies. This is true. And in ancient times, the rules were actually made by the village panchayats. The village panchayats were usually run by the caste based panchayats were there. We call this as a caste based panchayat as half panchayat. In your old movies, they will showcase, there will be one tree. On that tree, the people will be below that tree, people will sit, they will delegate the verdict. And the people used to come, okay, and abide by whatever the village government said. Correct? That type of setup we call it as half panchayats. Because of half panchayat in ancient times, the caste system persisted. But now, government has banned the half panchayats. Government has banned the half panchayat. Government has brought the concept of panchayat raj system in India with reservation. Again, this all into reduction in caste. The people started moving from one caste to another caste. That this is second important reason, isn't it? I hope you are correlating. Okay, we have a Bengaluru Mahanagara Palika. This is also one type of local body. Because this is city, we call it as DVMP. If it is Gram, we call it as Gram Panchayati. Right? If it is a Hobli place like Tumkuru, like Davanagere, district place, we call it as a municipal corporation. All are same. Okay. So here panchayats are there, municipalities are there, but the caste is not running the panchayats or municipalities. Who is running it? Elected representatives. Who are electing the representatives? Every person, irrespective of caste. Isn't it? That means the impact of caste has completely reduced. Is this clear? That means now the mobility is very, very easy. Mobility means transition from one caste to another caste is very easy. Correct? I told you two important things. The first one is because of rational education. That is the first point. The mobility is happening. That's the first point. Rational education. Second is government efforts. Government efforts. In that government, I hope you have made a note of this. One is Constitution, Article 17, anti-slavery is banned. Next is government is promoting and protecting the intercaste interrelation marriages. Correct? And third thing is Khap panchayats are banned. I told you what is Khap panchayat. That is Khap panchayat means caste based panchayat. That is not there in the present time. We have rule based panchayats, not caste based panchayats. Right? This all led to dip in the rigidity of caste system. Right? Now, after this, okay, I hope next point you can correlate with me. Okay, there is a famous person who told one who has mined some important keyword. We call it as the impact of Sanskritization. Impact of Sanskritization, which is I will tell you what it is. This was coined by a person, young Srinivas. He is a sociologist. What this person has done is he has coined the word M. Srinivas. He has coined the word Sanskritization. Sanskritization doesn't, or nothing to do with Sanskrit language. Please remember this first. It is nothing to do with Sanskrit language. It means the person belonging to lower caste try to imitate or try to follow the caste or rituals of the higher caste. Okay, earlier times, the Brahmin used to do the puja. Puja means the rituals. Every person used to abide by whatever this is. Nowadays, what is happening? Within every caste, they will be having their own pujaris. Correct? Within every caste, they will be having their own pujaris. They will be doing the work. And over and over that. Within every family, they become one. Pujaris. Morning, we go into pray the God, we go into the pujas. Correct? And over and above this, whatever the rituals the higher caste people used to follow, rituals, the same rituals are followed by lower caste. Have you heard this goddess name? Just education purpose. So that you can correlate. Have you heard this name? Durga. Okay, Durga or Kali. Have you heard these names? Okay, these goddesses are being, prayed by all the people, irrespective of caste, whether it is higher caste or lower caste. Everyone started following imitating the higher caste, the rituals. That means now, according to Mr. M. Srinivas, what he says is, no matter which caste you belong, the people are imitating the rituals, the diet, and they are following all the things of the higher caste. That is why he says, okay, the people voluntarily they start moving from lower caste to higher up the hierarchy. This criteria, where the people try to imitate or try to move up the hierarchy or portray themselves as if they are higher caste. We call it as Sanskritization. Okay, this is called as Sanskritization. That means lower caste people adopt the higher caste people's rituals, practices. We call it as Sanskritization. Please come for this. I'll give you a small example. One more example for this. Again, don't take personally. Whatever I teach in class, it is education purpose. Okay. Sometime we become seasonally vegetarian. Isn't it? Yes. Sometimes, some of the people, not all. Okay. Because some people are atheist. They do not follow any religion, nor any caste, nor any god. They are like 100% rational person. Okay. Sometimes it happens. But most of the people will become seasonally vegetarian. Correct? They stop eating non-vegetarian at particular days, particular months. Correct? It happens with most of them. Correct? That means who are vegetarian in the ancient times? The Brahmins. No, people started following the ideas, the whatever the practices the higher caste used to follow. That is seasonally. That means showcasing vegetarianism is one of the example of Sanskritization. And nowadays, a new concept has started. You should tell me what is that? Is it this one? Vegan something? What is the vegan thing?
They won't need dairy products.
Dairy products, very good. Okay, one is you said a vegan. It's like a new type of Sanskritization. Have you heard of this? The people Jains. The Jain people do not prefer to destroy or do violence on anyone. Okay, Jain people are practicing some rituals, their own ideologies. According to their ideology, they are not supposed to harm any organism. For that matter, what they are doing, if this is a plant, they will only eat the shoot, not the root. That is why if you go for some restaurants, they are also following the Sanskritization ideas. They say we serve Jain foods. We serve Jain foods. What is the meaning of that? That means it is they do not use any root system. That is why Jain do not use this onion. Why? Onion is a root system. Are you getting idea? Yes, that means some of the restaurants are becoming Sanskritized. They do serve non-veg, they do serve veg, they do serve Jain foods. Okay, Sanskritization. But the owner will be from some other, the religion, some other, caste thing he will be following. But he is actually giving the service for other caste. Sanskritization. Okay. This is second. And one more. Again, don't look at me. So some people will wear some threads, sacred threads. Sacred threads. In the ancient times, the Brahmins used to wear the sacred threads. Nowadays, whoever is interested, they will wear it. Okay. And I hope most of the temples are now open for everyone, irrespective of caste, irrespective of religion. Okay. So if you go for some temples, there some sacred threads will be there. You feel like it is very auspicious. God will protect us. They will wear the sacred threads. Correct. So that is example I am just telling you again. Sacred wearing of sacred thread, becoming a seasonally vegetarian, and giving a service for all the communities. Correct. Adjusting with other people, we call it a Sanskritization. Okay. So this is called as Sanskritization. Now, can I say because of Sanskritization, the mobility is happening? Yes, mobility is happening. Then the next one, you are very familiar with this. I am not going to discuss much. That is Western. because of westernization. Some people use the word Z also. But we Indians, we follow which country? UK. We follow UK English. We do not follow US. In US, they call it as Z. Okay. The word here is westernization. We can write Z or S for that. Westernization. What is westernization? By the way, this is one word. One more word is there, which is making the mobility, that is modernization. And the next word is rationalization. Rationalization is mainly happening because of education. Better education. Okay, I'll just explain all of these. Westernization means following the Western ideologies, Western thought process. There is influence of Britishers, Western people. The influence of Britishers, their ideas, their taste, we call it as westernization. Correct? India is a developing country, but sometimes we showcase as if we are a developed country. You look at the Bangalore, we have built skyscrapers. This is similar to the Western countries. Correct? And we do follow the laws. The best example for westernization is laws. In India, the laws are made by elected representatives. No religion, no caste can make a single law for everyone. It is elected representatives who will do it. Where we got the influence? Westernization. These Britishers have come to India. They have introduced westernization for us. Because of that, in present time, we do follow the rule that is constitution. Constitution is supreme in India. Not any religion, not any caste, not any community. That is the influence of westernization. Westernization has good things in this perspective. Because of westernization, the impact of caste is reducing. Can I say this? Yes. Earlier, what used to happen? Rules were made by caste. Now, who is making the rules? Government is making the rules for all the caste, irrespective of whatever caste you belong to. Everyone should follow the rules. Correct? In ancient times, have you got this issue? Child marriage. Why it used to happen? Caste. The people wanted to protect the lineage. They used to marry the woman at the younger age so that she is safeguarded. That was the logic used in those times. So that she is safeguarded. Because in most of the historic times, if you see, either the outsider used to come and destroy the people, they used to take the woman or kids or the labor. In order to reduce that impact, they used to marry at a younger age. Just to safeguard their women, they used to do that. To safeguard their caste, they used to do that. But now, it is being reduced. We have banned the caste system. Sorry, we have banned the child marriages. Anyone following child marriage will be going to Bharatana Agra. Right? Or sometimes they have children. Okay. So that means it is banned. Why it has come? Influence, westernization. We have made the laws so that everyone has to follow, no matter whatever the person, whether he is rich, poor, whatever the person is, he should follow. This is influence of westernization. And please remember, in India, we are following the scientific ideologies, scientific ideas. Where the scientific ideas first evolved, westernization. Have you heard this word? Renaissance. Have you heard this word? Renaissance. Renaissance means the rational ideas, rational thought process was put forth in the Western countries first, then it came to India. And if you see the historic times, it is European countries who had more rational ideas as compared to Indian civilization. Because in India, before Britishers, the laws were made by either kings or the Kapanchis. Everyone needs to follow the king rules or Kapanchayat rules. and the people were divided in the name of the local rules. But in the Western countries, if you see, they have the influence of rational evidence. Okay, there are many people like the Rosso, one person is there. Okay, many people are there who have given the ideas. Okay, the rational ideas. Have you seen the words like secularism, socialism? Okay, those people have brought those ideas. Okay, so that means westernization has done the reduction in the impact of caste system. That means, can I say, because of westernization, social mobility has been very easy? Yes, that is one. Then, because of westernization, the English education has come to India. Okay, now everyone started becoming westernized. That is, everyone started having influence of English, right? So, because English is acting as a, again, don't remember, just you will come across this word, lingua fauna. Again, don't remember. Lingua fauna means connecting language. Now, English language is acting as a connecting language between Northeast India, between the South India, between East India, North India. That means every state have to learn 3 languages in India. I hope you know this. In India, we have 3 language formula. In India, we have 3 language formula in education system. Okay, in our school days, we used to learn 3 languages. I hope you remember. The first language, second language, third language. First language was compulsory. It was the language which we used to select. Kannada medium, English medium, Urdu medium. First language is that medium ka language. Right? So let's say Kannada medium. Person, first language is Kannada. Second language was English. Usually it is English. Third language is optional. It is based on universal. If you are a CBSE student, you used to learn Sanskrit. If you are CBSE. If you are non-CBSE, you used to learn Hindi. Sometimes, if the person is Urdu medium, Urdu, English and Kannada. Isn't it? Again, 3 language formula. And for all the states, we had a common language called as English. Now, because of westernization, the English language started promoting. And English language has been learned by everyone, every caste. Correct? Now, because of westernization, that is English language, the impact is reducing. What? Caste system. The person belonging to lower caste used to say, "What are you doing, man?" Okay. Even top caste is also used to say, okay. I mean to say, same language they used to have an interaction. There is no differences between the usage of language. That is how the impact of caste is reducing. Can I say this? Yes. That means westernization has led to good things. In westernization, what we studied, number one is rational ideas. Number two, scientific ideas. Number three, English acting as a common language, which has completely negated the rigidity of caste. That is, social mobility is very easy now. Can I say this? Yes. Now, apart from this, next one is modernization. Modernization, that is, modernization is synonym with development. If a person is well developed, the person we call it as a modern person. If a person is less developed, non-modern person. That means because of modernization, it can be with respect to the attire, whatever we use, or the diet, or the economic sustenance, the caste system has reduced. The people from all the parts of Karnataka are coming to Bangalore and they are earning here. Do we say which caste we belong to? No. We only say what facilities do you provide and we give you the money. Correct? That is where the impact of caste is reduced. Correct? So in Bangalore, do you see the colonies segregated in the name of caste? No, never. We see SBI colony. Okay, we see some colonies with the occupation or company's name, Prestige Estate. We do not see Prestige Lingayat Estate, Prestige XYZ caste estate. No, we do not say. and it is not, feasible also, correct? If you go to any home, okay, like if you are going for a rented house, do you ask the owner which caste you belong to? Then you consider no. We see what economic criteria first, isn't it? So this is where the modernization is reducing the impact of caste. Can I say this? Yes. That means because of modernization, the caste impact is reducing. Can I say? Yes. Over and above this, in the recent time, the occupation is based on what? Merit. It is not based on caste. Correct? The person who can do the best work in a best possible time, in a more efficient time, he will be hired, irrespective of the caste system, irrespective of the religion. That means modernization has led to reduction in the caste system. Isn't it? Yes. And apart from this, caste mobility has become very, very easy because of government reservation policies. Government efforts, you can read this reservation policies. Are you aware of reservation policy? Yes. Even you people are women candidate, you can go and contest for local elections. You people have 50% reservation in Karnataka, 50% reservation in local bodies. You can give a try. I mean, I'm just telling you. Don't take it personally. Don't take it seriously. Okay, for education purpose. Even you can go and contest. You can file a the contesting affidavit. You can also contest elections. Again, reservation. In India, we have a caste-based reservation as well as gender-based reservation. Please remember. Okay. Example, for Lingayat, we have a 2B. For some other caste, we have a 3B. If you are Vakkaligas, you have a 2A caste-based reservation in Karnataka as well as in India. That means because of reservation, the caste impact is reducing. Okay. So this is how we are reading. Now, the next idea is the caste, is the relevance of caste is there in present time or not? Okay, we said the impact of caste is reducing. Okay, it doesn't mean that caste is completely gone away. The relevance of caste is completely gone away. Okay, that means we are seeing the relevance of the caste system in the present time. Okay, now question is this relevance of caste good or bad? What is your opinion? I mean, I'm just asking your opinion. Your idea. Is the caste system good or bad?
Bad.
Okay, one person said it is bad, negative. Any other ideas? I mean, you should have your own arguments. Definitely bad because you have many arguments. Division of people. Okay, in the name of caste, people are being exploited. There are many issues, sir. Please remember, most of the time, the relevance of caste is not there in the present time. However, if you want to, ensure the better transition or the better division of occupation. Okay, I'll just tell you about this person. This is M.K. Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Okay, he is one of the famous personality. Some may like the ideologies of him, some may not. I'm not worried about it. I'll tell you what Mr. Gandhi said. The Gandhi said, okay, according to Gandhi, not according to Deepak. According to Mr. Gandhi, he said the relevance of the caste system should be there in India. According to his logic, what he said is, if the caste system is there, okay, the people will do their own occupations. If they do their own occupation, they can provide service for many communities. This is where the communities can stay peacefully, according to him. But he said the rigidity in the caste system should not be. But we should accept the relevance of the caste system so that the people are following their rituals, their ideologies, the way of, so that it is practiced and conveyed to the next generations. If it doesn't happen, we will not be having any relevance of basic rituals, basic things, traditions will be lost according to him. According to him. But there was one more person. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was one more person. He insisted 100% caste free society. That means casteless society. He said caste-less society should exist. He said there should not be any relevance of caste in the Indian society. Okay, he was a person who insisted caste-less society. In India, what we have? We have made rules in such a way that the relevance of caste is reduced. But unfortunately, we made the rules considering the caste. In India, we have, I said, Vakaligas will be made into it. Okay, no matter whatever rules you make, you are only making the rules. This particular caste will get this reservation. That means you are carrying on the caste-based reservation. Okay, that means the influence of caste cannot be reduced in India according to this law. Correct or not? Correct. So as long as you are giving caste-based reservation, the idea of caste will not be going. Isn't it clear? So I did told you three things. Number one, Mr. Gandhi insisted caste relevance should be there, and he had his own ideas. Mr. Ambedkar, he said caste-less society should be there, so that there is no kind of discrimination or the division of the people, seen in the society. Okay, but government has tried to go with both the ideas. Government one side say caste, should not be there. That is untouchability of any kind should not be there. Article 17 says. Okay, they say that caste should not be promoted, untouchability should not be promoted. But however, they only give the reservation in the name of caste. Right? So that is a biggest dilemma we have with you. That means what point I wanted to tell you here is the relevance of caste is actually bad. But however, we need a caste-based reservation so as to uplift the people who suffered a lot during the ages. For that reason, as long as they are suffering, the relevance of caste-based reservation should be there. But when we uplift those people, the caste system based reservation should be removed. Is this clear? Okay, I made my point here. Caste-based reservation should be removed in the upcoming days once the people are uplifted. Is this clear? Right? And in India, we see the relevance of caste not just in the base of reservation, but also politics. The people are building the new type of political parties in the name of caste. Have you heard the name Yadiyurappa in Karnataka? Mr. Yadiyurappa, okay, he is the ex-chief minister. He portrayed himself as a person belonging to Lingayat. And in South Karnataka, we have a majority Vakkaligas. Here also we have some people, in some parties, they portray as if they are the people who are representing that caste. That means the relevance of caste is still there and it will be there in future also. Because the political parties are having an influence of caste. Is this clear? So if in UPSC examination, they may ask a question like this. What do you mean by social mobility? Is there a relevance of caste in the present time? Okay. What do you mean by caste mobility? Is there a relevance of caste in the present time? What should be the answer? You know what is social mobility? Okay, how it is happening? And now relevance of caste will be there or not? Yes, it will be there. Number one is reservation based, caste based reservation is there. That is why caste system will persist. Number two is politics is influenced by the caste. Correct. That is the second point. And third point is sometimes economy is also influenced by caste. Economy activities influenced by caste. One example there is one state called as Uttar Pradesh. Have you heard this state? Where it is? Central part of India or North India? North India. Uttar Pradesh is in north. In Uttar Pradesh, there is a community called as Jat community. JAT, Jat community. And in Karnataka, we have Vakkaliga communities. These are the two dominant castes in the two states. Okay, they are big, very good number. And these castes, Jat are agriculturalist society. These are also agriculturalist society. Okay, so these people are determining the economy of entire agriculture, of that particular region. And nowadays, what is happening? Because they are agriculturalists, they are economically well off people, but yet they feel like they are inferior. And these are caste, Vakkaligas and Jata caste. What they are doing is they are asking the people of politics, that is, they are influencing the government to give exclusive reservation for these castes. Okay, why it is happening? Because they are economically well off. They have the economy, they have a paisa. They can, go and do their, what do you say, request for the government. That is how economic related caste is still existing in India. The dominant caste are influencing their, will in making the government policies. Right. In Karnataka, I don't want to name the people belonging to some caste. One example I already told you, that's the person. Okay, he gave 2% reservation for Lingayat before he gave, he was being, he finished his term. Before that, Vakkaligas, they also gave their caste-based reservation. Correct. In Maharashtra, Maharashtra, Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, what happened? Okay, the people, in the name of language, they requested the government to give a reservation. Actually, in Maharashtra, Marathi people got 2% reservation. In Maharashtra, who are the high speaking people? Which language is spoken more? Marathi. But unfortunately or fortunately, Marathi people have reservation in Maharashtra. Have you heard this? First time, I hope you have heard this. Who should get reservation? For minorities. Correct? But in Maharashtra, Marathi people got reservation. Why? Politics. Caste-based politics. Here, linguistic-based politics. Right? So again, it was actually debated. Government is trying to take it back. Last week, in the last week, in Andhra Pradesh, they brought a new law in Andhra Pradesh. They said local people only will be having their reservation. They already brought the law. Okay. In Karnataka also we have a similar kind of law. I hope you are aware of Karnataka map. Karnataka map. Something about Karnataka region. Please remember, in Karnataka we have exclusive 8% reservation for Hyderabad Karnataka people. If you are a person who is born and brought up in Hyderabad Karnataka, that we call it as dominical. Okay, if you are a person belonging to Hyderabad Karnataka, you will be having 8% reservation. Is it good or bad? Good. Because this area is very underdeveloped area. This area had influence of Nizams, Hyderabad Nizams. Actually, they had their own religious based laws. Second is they were very far from this area. They neglected the development of this area. That is why these people are very underdeveloped. If you see their HDI, that is Human Development Index. There are many indexes, government measures, education, health, etc., etc. Based on that, if you see the Human Development Index, this area is very, very lagging in India. That is why we give exclusive reservation. Okay. Please remember this. Again, such kind of reservations may be influenced because of many reasons. That is why in India, caste system will persist in future days also. So if I ask you, caste will persist or not? Yes. Please remember, caste will persist in upcoming days, years, generations. Okay, is this clear? And recently, we are also promoting a new type of caste system in India. Have you heard this? In digital era, caste is relevant. If I tell you, I hope you may be able to recall. Have you matrimonial apps are there? Lingayat matrimonial website. Okay. Vokalika matrimonial website. You know, some religion matrimonial website. Is it there? Are you aware? Relevance of caste. We have created the the apps in the name of caste, and people log in for that caste in order to promote and ensure their own caste people are getting married. I hope you know this. In digital era, caste is persisting and it will persist. That is how we are actually taking forward the relevance of caste system. Is this clear? Okay. This is all about the caste. In UPSC, they may ask you questions like this. Okay, what do you mean by caste system? Is it good or bad? Such simple questions will be asked. And because this is competitive examination, they will not ask simple questions. They will ask some applied questions. They will ask questions like, do you think there is a relevance of caste system in the present time? Do you think? They will ask you. If they ask you what you should tell, this is the meaning of caste system, one definition will write. Definition or something in introduction, you'll write what is caste system in your own words. Then you write the relevance of caste system. Okay, the relevance of caste system. This is how you will, in the first initial part, you will write how the caste system is relevant in the present time. Okay, in politics it is there, in reservation it is there, in economics it is there. Digital era we see relevance of caste system, and most of the Indian society is caste based cultural setup is there in India. Okay, we see usually the marriage happening between the local people belonging to particular caste. Correct? So matrilocal or patrilocal system is there in India. So this is how caste system will sustain. That is what you should write. However, as he is asking, do you think? You should also think other way around also. Then you will write the relevance of caste system is reducing in the recent times. That is second part of the answer. Why? Relevance is reducing, right? So how the relevance of caste system is reducing? Digitization, education, rational education. Constitution has negated the relevance of caste system. Correct. Sanskritization as conveyed by what is that person name? Srinivas. Srinivas has said, Sanskritization is happening, and also modernization. Many things are there which is undermining the caste system. Correct. That is where we should end the answer. Okay. Please remember, in our exam, in the written exam, we will write one introduction. We will write one body. Body means whatever the content. Then at the end, we will write a small conclusion. Okay. This we call it as a structure of the answer. One small introduction, one big body, one very, very small conclusion. I mean, logically. Correct? So this is how we will write the answers. Is this clear? I hope you know this. In the recent times also, some of the people who does manual scavenging work. Okay, for instance, what do you say? The Moris will be there. Okay, the people who are cleaning the Moris belong to the lower caste. Correct. So recently some issues has happened. Okay, Dalit community we call them as. Dalit community has their own, the wings, the politics. What they try to do is the Dalit community, in order to avoid the inhumane work, sometime they go to the areas where fecal materials will be going. They are supposed to go and clean it or remove the blockages. So what we are doing is, in order to avoid that, we are introducing some modern technologies. We are using some robots. We are using some machines to drill or to remove the blockages so that manual scavenge is reduced. Okay, this is like current affairs linking with caste system. Okay, and best example, we have a BBMP workers. Correct. Most of the BBMP workers are from Dalit communities. Dalit communities. Okay, so again, the people will say that most of the people have a prejudices that the people belonging to Dalit are always the BBMP workers. It is not the case. Correct. So we are also, focusing on the uplifting such people. Please remember this. Again, if he ask any question related to current affair, please remember, okay, the Dalits are actually doing the, what do you say, low manual works, I would say. Correct. And those people are facing many problems. Okay, they has to be uplifted. Now we'll go on to the next thing. And by the way, are you aware of this word honor killing? Honor killing. Like if I tell you the context, you'll get to know. In the typical village style, okay, if a woman gets married to some other intercaste, what do they say? You have married to some other caste outside our community. You have just negated, or undermined our reputation in the local level. They will call the girl child or the male child. They will kill them. This is called as honor killing. Okay, honor killing is banned in India. Okay, because we have rules. If a person is major, 18 year plus, the person can take voluntary decisions based on the requirement. Just to avoid the honor killing, government has started with protection, promotion of intercaste marriages. Okay, this is a logic actually. And most of the time, honor killings are seen in village areas or orthodox community people. Some community live in the, what do you say, urban areas, but still they have a age old wala, what do you say, mindset. This is very common in most of the communities, almost all communities. Right? Yes. I'll give you one small example. Please try to, what do you say, stop laughing. Okay, don't laugh. Okay. Do you follow caste system? Do you, okay, I know you don't follow caste system, but I'll ask one more question. Do you indirectly follow the untouchability? Directly or indirectly follow the untouchability? No, you don't. Seriously? Okay. Okay. At the end of the class, I will tell you. Actually, we do follow untouchability indirectly. Okay. Best example. The people, who does ads, what is it, the beauty ads, okay, whom they showcase in the beauty ads?
No. Celebrity complexion.
Color complexions. Isn't it a discrimination? Isn't it a type of discrimination? Indirectly, you are doing untouchability for the people who are not fair, who are not, girly. Correct? So this is like a indirect way of doing untouchability. I'll give you one more example. You get to know. Have you seen people putting a rented house? They'll put the, two-legged birds only for vegetarians. Isn't it untouchability? Is some, indirect way of doing the promoting caste system. That is untouchability.
So even during the marriage alliance setups, the preferences for the Indian people.
That is what you leave about that. If you go for normal marriages, there are two types of, the areas for having food. One is VIP counter, one is normal counter. Isn't it a discrimination? Yes. So again, and one more best example is, if you go to temple, our God will also do discrimination. I mean, in the name of God, people will do discrimination. How? VIP lane, Shikra Darshana lane, okay, general lane, old age lane. Old age lane, though it is, logical. But some people will make a call, they will directly go to the, near the God. Some people who are not influential, they have to wait for 3-4 hours. Please visit, what is this? Venkateshwara temple. What is that name? Tirupati temple. Please visit Tirumal or Tirupati temple. You will get to know. The normal people has to wait for 12 hours. If a VIP is there, he should wait for 6 hours. VIP to 6 hours wait karna hai udhar. Or if you are very VIP, 2 hours. I mean, 2 hours. Yeah, that is a scenario. And if you are IAS officer, no issues. Directly go, enter, have a darshan. Not at the, a very distance. You can go and touch the feet of the God. That is also one kind of discrimination. New kind of discrimination. Indirectly we do. Where now you put a logic, same logic. Don't you do similar kind of discretion, in day-to-day life? Yes, we do. Okay, again, don't feel like you're doing untouchability. Just I gave you an example. So I hope you got an idea about caste system. Next thing is family. Okay, before we move on to family, just half a minute break. If you have anything, please you can ask. And in our exam, you should know what is caste system, relevance of caste system. Is caste system persisting? How it is persisting? Is caste system become liberal? How it has become liberal? What are the reasons? And he will ask you applied questions. Do you think there is a relevance of caste system? Otherwise, do you think government policies has reduced the impact of caste system? Yes. Government policies to some extent has reduced the impact of caste system. But however, indirectly it is promoting caste. Why? Reservation based on caste. Politics based on the caste. Correct? Again, if you are from these two communities, don't get offended. I used multiple times Mr. Yediyurappaji and one more community, Lingayat community and Orkalinga, because these are live examples, relevant examples I have given. And even I did not disclose myself, which community, which religion I belong to. Okay, I am a very neutral person. Okay, before I move on to the next chapter is related to the family and the structure of the family. What is the role of family? What is the structure of the family? Okay, is the family hierarchical in nature, or sorry, rigid in nature, or the structure of family is reducing? How the family as an institution or a structure will impact the society? Okay, we'll study that. It's a small chapter, interesting chapter. And I hope you can correlate with that chapter also. Okay, before I proceed further, I just want to tell you something about your academics. Okay, please note, your academic exam is very important. The knowledge that you gain here in your academics will definitely matter you for the next few years. But however, your academic number doesn't matter in the future growth. Okay, because government exams are not even considering your grades, marks. They are considering the entrance exams. The people are writing exam here today. This is called entrance exam, okay, preliminary exam, right? If you get highest marks in that exam, then only you'll be regretted. And most of the companies know that, and they don't prefer bookworms. Okay, I did not mean bookworms are the toppers. I did not mean that. Okay, they do not prefer necessarily the toppers. They prefer the mediocres with a very good knowledge. They prefer the topper with the exceptional analytical ideas. Okay, I hope I made a sense here. Okay, they want the person who does the work in a more efficient way, more better way. Okay, which will help their company's growth. Correct? That is what is the intention. And for this, what I would suggest is, okay, whatever the preparation you are doing, or whatever the faculties will deliver for you, that is not the end in itself. You should focus on analyzing the question papers. Analyze matlab, this applies for every exam. Your UPSC exam, KS exam, your academic exam. Go through previous year questions. go through previous year questions of your academic exams. Okay, see the patterns, see how they are asking the questions. Same kind of questions usually will be directly or indirectly repeated. Okay, and this is first. Second is the the what is it? The daily timetable. Daily timetable. What I would suggest is, see, at least 8 hours you should sleep. You should give the rest for the body. 8 hours. That is mandatory according to me. 7 to 8 hours is ideal, because longer run, okay, health complications will not happen if you have a very good sleep. Second is, give some time for your skills. 2 hours, daily 2 hours. Remaining hours, you divide in such a way that you are preparing for competitive examinations, you are preparing for your academic exam, as well as me time should be personal time. Okay, in your personal time, please focus on diet. Diet. Diet doesn't mean ki no that vitamin etc. Diet matlab the habits, yes, healthy foods, because we are eating many unhealthy foods nowadays. Okay, I know, I can see my friends who are actually earning very nicely, but they have hypertension. Okay, this that disease, sugar is very normal now. Sugar, correct? So try to balance everything. This is the time you should act. Okay, you should act now, otherwise you will react later. Okay, so shall we start with the next? You want break? Okay, we'll take a break. How many minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, today there is an exam, no? They said not to go outside till exam gets finished. I mean, that's was the instruction given for me today. Even I am locked here inside till that exam gets over. So what we can do is, we'll start early, we'll leave early, if you are okay, or else we'll take 15 minutes break. We'll assemble. Huh? Sorry. How many minutes you want? I mean, don't forcefully sit. I am a student friendly faculty. I mean, what do you insist?
Yes,
250.
I do have my breakfast.
How about others? 15 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes from now. It is well done. 15 minutes with us. Okay, shall we start? Actually, what we are discussing now is related to the family. Okay, family, and what is the role of family in the society? This is a very interesting chapter. Very interesting, as in you can correlate the present Indian society or whatever you see in the recent times, and also some new type of family. Okay, we study that. Number one, family. Please remember, family is, we call it as a small institution. Institution. Okay, institution means it is a setup where the role responsibilities are, designated for some person. Okay, because we are a patriarchal society. In the ancient times, we used to say the bread earner of the family is the father. The homemaker is the mother. That was a typical ancient family structure. We do follow sometime with very much, changes which has been brought in the recent times. So what we, study first is what is family, what is the role of the family, what kind of families we see in the ancient times, that is a traditional society, traditionally. Okay, ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇತ್ತು. Then in the recent times, how the family structure is being changing or changed. Okay, we'll start. Number one, family. As I said, this is the first institution for any person to get oneself socialized. It is a primary institution of socialization. Socialization means we get, ourselves mingled with many people, get to know about the, responsibilities, role. We learn and we earn. This process we call it as socialization. Okay, so family is the first institution of socialization. Okay, because in family we learn, okay, many social norms. Many social norms, we learn many values: caring, sharing, helping, okay, taking care, okay, and living, together, everyone, unitedly. We learn all these values, and also we learn gender roles, responsibilities, gender role responsibilities. Okay, and also we learn something related to generations. Okay, we try to intermingle with the inter as well as intra generations. Inter matlab within our, the brother, sister, we learn, we share many things, as well as between the generations. Okay, I can mingle with father, mother, as well as their father, mother, that is grandpa, grandparents. So these all the, things we learn. And we usually see in India, family structure is a private unit. It's a private institution. Okay, family matlab, it's like a inner circle, I would say. Correct, we do not disclose our things with others. That is why in India we call it as a private unit, private institution. But in Western countries it is not so. Okay, in Western countries it is like a open or mixed institution. Okay, based on the society it is, but Indian society is largely private institution. And historically we see the family is playing multiple roles. Multiple roles. Number one, it is playing a role of socialization, social institution. Socialization means caring, sharing, helping, okay, taking care, all these social things. Rituals we see, that is social. It helps in social aspects. Family also helps in economic aspects. Family help in economic aspects, as in, you would have seen the people in the family are going for farmland. Both are bread earners, male as well as female. In village society, all the people within the family are seen as labor. That is why in the ancient times they used to rear more number of children. Why? The labor force was required. They had a lot of lands. They did not have too much of machines, mechanical things. They wanted more number of laborers. If they go for more laborers, they used to spend more. Instead of that, they thought in the ancient time we should go for more number of kids. That's their logic actually. Okay, they applied. So that if there are more kids, they have more laborers, they get more yield. That was the logic then. That is why family was seen as a not just social but also economic aspect. Okay. Then family is seen as a ritual aspect. Why? Because we follow our traditions, religion, caste, and we follow and promote them to the next generations. That is why family is also seen as a ritual aspect. Family is also seen as a fourth one, moral institution. In family, we learn many things. Okay. From family only we learn the moral aspects. That is the first area of learning moral aspects. What is moral? Whom to help? Why to help? Okay, we share. Sorry. Yes. We learn many things in the family. Okay, we call it as moral, sometimes ethical. Okay, ethical aspects are usually learned in the family. That is why family is very important. But however, this family is being changing very, very rapidly because of modernization. Number one, family is being changing because of number one, modernization. Okay, you can make a note as the the family structure is being changing because of many reasons. Number one is modernization. Okay, because of modernization, okay, what we are doing is we are delineating from the ancient wala family structure, because nowadays you see nuclear family instead of joint family. Why? Modernization. Correct. And one more thing is urbanization. Urbanization has impacted the family as a structure. Okay. Earlier, what used to happen, all the people used to live in a single home. Correct. Why? The space was very auspicious, very, very more, not auspicious, very more, very huge space. Now, in urban areas, getting 30, 40 is very big thing, right? You may be very familiar as compared to me, correct? So, urbanization, first of all, pollution. Second, space is not there. That is why the family structure is reducing. Okay, the structure of the family is reducing. Next is education is changing the structure of the family. Okay, especially in the age-old family, they used to follow a lot of orthodox things. Now, because of education, more rational thought processes are coming into the family structure. We may follow family structure, but with many changes within the family. Earlier, we used to follow blindly many rituals as been said by the elders. Do we follow it now? No, we do not do that. We think once, twice, then we take a decision. Correct? That is, education is transforming the what? The family. Next is woman employment, I would say. Woman getting employed. Okay. Has changed the familial structure. I would say it as an empowerment of women. Okay. When earlier times, what was the role of woman? It was gender biasness was there. Gender based, work was allocated. Now there is no aspect. Now women will say, even I am also bread earner. You do this, I will do this. One person will clean the vessels. One more person will sweep the home. If not, they both will decide and in that one maid. Correct. That means employment, woman empowerment is transforming the family structure. Right. So gender, biasness has reduced. Gender justice aspects are brought in because of the empowerment of women. Can I say this? Yes. Next is migration. Migration is changing the family structure. Best example is in the ancient times, villages, they had their own typical age-old wala family, orthodox family. Now, because of migration, what happens? The orthodoxness may reduced. The economic angle comes into picture rather than orthodox angle. Correct? That is why migration has changed the family structure. And sometimes migration is dangerous. Because of migration, what happens? The basic values, basic moral aspects, what we learned has been lost. Most of the people who have migrated, who did not get the employment opportunities may turn themselves into radicals. In most of the cities, we say, issues happening against women, kidnapping, tortures, radical issues, migration. Okay, the migrant people did not get opportunities. Sometimes people did not accept them. They turn rival against the locals. Have you seen murders? Yes. Why? Because of this. It means this is impacting the family structure. It can be positive, it can be negative as well. Migration. Then we have a very important thing, that is because of reasons like opportunities, employment opportunities, or women empowerment, or some other reasons, we see the issue of declining of fertility, rearing of the child. Okay, I hope you are able to correlate here. Earlier in ancient times, the issue of child marriages, not chief minister, child marriage. The issue of child marriage existed. Child marriage मतलब 18 years के पहले, correct ना? So at around 10 years, 13 years, they used to get married. Because early marriages, they used to go for more number of kids. And second is the labor force, I told you sometimes back. They wanted more number of laborers. That is why the generations were more in the ancient times. Huh? The people are not getting married even at 20. Why? They want to get settled first. They want to sort out all the things. They want to roam all over the world first. Then get married. Right? This is the thought process. We call this as delay in marriages. Isn't it? We see delay in marriages. That is why the fertility is getting low. Fertility means rearing of the kids. Okay, it is getting low. And this has multiple reasons. Number one, okay, self-awareness. Very important. Self-awareness, just think. Second thing is opportunities. The economic opportunities are put forth on a high priority rather than family commitments. Isn't it? Right? So that is what is altering the familial structure. And nowadays, you see new kind of things which are happening. I will discuss that after some time. Okay, a live-in relation, etc., etc. Okay, and also same-sex marriages. Okay, you would have seen. So that is impacting the family structure. We'll discuss that later. And apart from this, because of technology, because of globalization, the family structure is being altered. Technology has in, okay, earlier it was a two-parent baby, two parents ka baby. Now it is three-parent, multi-parent baby. Right. So because of technology, we are using technology. Suppose if a person is infertile, not able to rear a child, okay, they use technology. They give birth for their kids. This is impacting the actual family structure. Correct. So here we are involving the third person outside the family structure, and that person ka gene is being transferred for this. Have you heard this word? In vitro fertilization. IVF, in vitro fertilization centers. Okay, we call it as a three-parent baby. Correct. If a person is impotent, infertile, whether it is male or female, okay, they can go for the third person. They, the genes will be transferred and will be the normal process of the birth happens. Right. So that is what is happening because of technology, and also because of recently. One second. Yes. Okay, is this clear? Because of globalization, because of technology, this is happening. What is globalization? Globalization also is linked with changing the family structure. First I will tell you what is globalization, then I will with family. Okay, we usually share many ideas, many thoughts, many culture between ourselves. We call it as localization of ideas, the rituals, thought process. But if you go at a larger scale, that is international level, inter-border level, or between the countries, You share many things. It can be technology, it can be ideas, it can be many thought processes. We call it as globalization. Right? So because of globalization, the family structure has been changing. Okay, the people are moving, putting economic or other aspects as a higher priority as compared to family commitments. Okay, so that is hindering the familial structure. Okay, you would have seen again, just for education purpose, don't take it, other way around. So you would have seen the person is in Kerala. Okay, he has one family here. The person is migrating and settling in some other country. He's having one more family there. The person is going to some other place. He's having some other family. Right? And the same thing can be with the women also, right? So many complexities, complications are happening over and above that. Because of globalization, you will see uh, many divorces, multiple marriages are happening, which is again changing the main, the family as an institution. Okay, best example is film actor and actresses. Okay, so this is an example I can provide. Now we'll see something about what is traditional family. What are the key things about traditional family? Some keywords we'll see. Okay, so now we are discussing about key features of traditional family. Key features. Traditional family. That means what are the key features what we see in the traditional family? Number one is in traditional family, we saw the joint family structure, right? In the, I hope you may be familiar, some of you, or in the movies you will be seeing, right? Joint family structure or joint family system. That was the first feature. I need not tell what is this joint family. What is joint family?
Family with.
Many generation people stay together in a single, house. We call it as joint family. Sometimes we see the joint family transforming in a different way, but they are still joint family. One family is here, इसके बगल में one more family, उसके बगल में one more family. All are staying in a same area. That is also joint family. Now they are divided. We call it as nuclear family, but it is having a ethos of joint family. Okay, joint family matlab all the generations living together in a single home. We call it a joint. Okay. Second feature is patrilinear descent. Patrilinear descent. Patrilineal. Patrilineal descent. Descent. Patrilineal descent means you are tracing your descent based on the father. Father ka surname will be given for the son or daughter. Son's surname will be given for their kids. Correct. Patrilinear descent. So that is how we trace the inheritance through the male. We call it as a patrilinear descent. Then the third category is patrilocal residence. Patrilocal residence. Patrilocal residence means after marriage, women go and settle in men home. This is called as patrilocal. Patri means father, local means father's home. They will go and settle. Patrilocal. Then we have the fourth, the feature of traditional family, male authoritarianism. Male authoritarianism, we call this as patriarchy. Patriarchy. Male authoritarianism. Male authoritarianism. It is also called as a patriarchy. Patriarchy. This is the fourth feature. I hope you know what is this patriarchy. What is patriarchy? The dominance of male in every decision making. Okay, we call it as patriarchy. Then we have a fifth one, endogamous marriage. Endogamous. ENDOGAMOUS. Endogamous marriage. That means custom of getting married within the social group or within the caste, within the religion, within the tribe. We call it as endogamous. Endogamous doesn't only mean within the caste. Endogamous also means within tribal, within religion, within the social group. We call it as endogamous. Right? We do follow the similar kind of setup most of the time in the present times also. Then the last one feature of traditional family is collective ownership. Collective ownership of property. Joint family ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ collective ownership ಇರಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? Correct? Collective ownership of family. And when I say collective ownership, it also means a sharing and caring principle that was there in that time. Okay, matlab sharing all the opinion, values, and caring for everyone. Okay, and joint family is actually sometimes it is good. Sometimes joint family structure is good. Why? Many people will be there to take care of other people. Suppose if the father mother is not there, or by some issues the father mother has lapsed, somebody will be there to take care, correct? So that their love, affection, caring, sharing, okay, value system will be always intact. So that is one advantage. Sometimes it is disadvantage also. Within a giant family, if there is a patriarchal setup, it will destroy the what do you say, the will and wish of a woman. Correct? Only the male dominance will be there. Female dominance may not be there. Okay, you would have seen in some of the joint families, if a male kid is not been born, they will go for more number of kids. Okay, you would have seen this. Right? Such systems, setup would impact the woman. Correct? So such things are dangerous. Now, we have seen about traditional society. Now we'll see something about changes, okay, which are being done for the family because of socialization. Okay, not just socialization, but in recent times, the entire family structure is being changed. That is, traditional family impact, no, structure is being completely changed in the present time. Let me ask you questions. Write a note on the family structure in the ancient times. Stop. How the family as an institution has changed in the recent times. They can ask such questions. So now what is happening is the family as a institution is transforming or changing because of many reasons. We'll see what are the changes we see with respect to the family. Number one is education. Number one is education. Education, which is acting as a driving factor for transformation of family as an institution. Okay, number one is education. See, education, it helps in many things. Number one, rational thought process. If education is provided to the men or women, they will get to know about the rational ideas. And also, most of the time, gender equality can be promoted within the family, right? Gender equality. If you promote gender equality, the patriarchal mindset can be reduced. Can I say this? If you promote gender equality, nowadays women will ask, okay, if you see the rural women, they will tell, Arre yaar, I am also coming and working with you in the farmland. Why are you making me to make rotis? I'll prepare roti, you do this. She will give one left and right, she will get the things done. I mean, this is happening, right? Sometimes it is happening. Provided if education is provided and she is aware of her rights. Correct? So we see this. That means education promotes gender justice, gender equalities can be promoted, as well as education helps in individualism. Very important. Education is helping in individualism. What you can do is, when you are making your norm, you write the first criteria is education. You write this helps in, this is leading to these good things. First one is rational thought process. Second is what I said. Second one.
Second one,
Anything.
the gender equality should be promoted.
Gender equalities. Right. First is rational thought process, then gender equality, and one more is individual. Individualism means we only focus on independence. Okay, मेरा पैसा, okay, मेरा will, मेरा काम, मैं क्या करूंगी, Okay, why you will ask? Correct? Individualism. That means you will put forth your thoughts. Me time, we call it as me time. Correct. So that will come into picture. Individualism, self, regeneration, I would say. So individualism is sometimes good. What is your opinion? Individualism, is it good or bad? It is good. It is good for the women especially. All right. I mean, even for men also. If it is local setup, sorry, matri local setup. Okay. Individualism will, enhance. It will help the people. It is mainly because of education. Then we have, because of education, weak orthodox traditional setup may be destroyed. Is it good or not? Yes. Orthodox traditions will be undermined because of education. Do we follow the age-old principle? Okay. For example, I'll tell you. Now it is a chilling cold out here in Bangalore. Okay, traditional society used to say before the sun shine, you should go and take the bath. That too in the cold water. Will we people ever think of it? No, leave over doing it. Will we think of it? No. Why? Education process. Education has made us to think in a more rational way. That is how the traditional orthodox mindset is being destroyed. Right? That is a good thing about education. Now, second point. The first point I told you, education. Second point is the urbanization. Urbanization has completely transformed the family structure. Urbanization. Number one, okay, within the urbanization, why it has transformed? Economic aspects are put forth on a priority rather than family commitments. Correct? Economic aspects comes into picture rather than the family commitments. Okay, because the cost of living is more. Here we focus on going and exploring more avenues in the urban areas. Once you go and settle in urban areas, the family structure is being changed. Correct. So because of urbanization, what is happening is the first one is migration. Economic opportunities are increasing. Third is the joint family is transformed itself into nuclear family. Isn't it? Joint family is transforming itself into nuclear family. Why? Migration, economic opportunities. Sometimes not just economic, health opportunities. Sometimes education opportunities. Correct? Most of the people migrate to Bengaluru because of education. Correct? Isn't it? So that is how the opportunities are being created. Okay. And recently, the new trend has started because of urbanization. Tell you what this name. This is new setup for co-living. Co-living, co-living is co-living. Okay, there will be a big flat. Rooms will be there. A common workspace will be there. We call it as a, what is that? Hall. Hall will be used by everyone. Rooms will be used personally. Right? Nowadays, joint co-living setup is there. Okay, so such kind of setup we see because of urbanization. Nowadays, in future days, it is not a new norm. Okay, in India, it is happening in the most of the eastern part of Bangalore. You can see such setup. Okay, co-living spaces. Okay, next is third point. Women empowerment. Women empowerment has led to changes in the family structure. This is the third point. Women empowerment. Earlier, in the ancient times or the traditional society, woman was doing only one work, household work. Now, woman is bombarded with or tasked with multiple works. She works outside, she works within the home also. Correct? We call this as a dual burden. Dual burden. Because woman is facing dual burden, she want more participation of other gender also. Okay, because of women empowerment, what is happening is the traditional society where the woman was a homemaker, that gender role is tarnished or reduced. Now it is sharing of responsibilities. not the burden of responsibilities. Please remember, because of gender empowerment, that is woman empowerment, now it is a sharing of responsibilities, not the burden of responsibility. That is the change we see with respect to the family structure. Okay, that is why we see the people are adopting maid. Sometime a new trend has started. What is that? Baby care. You can also link with that. We see, the male and female are going for work. There is nobody in the home because you care family. What they do? They will, take this kid for daycare centers. New type of, family structure we see. Correct. Earlier, what used to happen in the traditional society? If the parents are involved in some work, somebody is there to take care, like grandfather, mother. No, nobody is there. So the role of grandfather, grandmother has reduced. Now the new trend of daycare centers has started. You can write these things. I hope you are correlating, right? Recently, a new business has started in the name of that. Correct. There is a one company which has been established. A company has been established because of this opportunity. Have you seen this word? First cry.
Amitabh Bachchan.
First cry is a brand created. They only focus and make only the products of baby. Similarly, one new type of schools has been started recently. Daycare centers. Okay, many people have started local level some nurseries, nursery taking care of kids. A new kind of business opportunities that is only happening in Bengaluru, not in rural areas. Correct? New type of avenues. Why it happened? Gender empowerment. Isn't it? Yes. This is how the family structure has been changing. Then the next is in this only gender empowerment. Okay, the decision of the child rearing, the decision of child rearing has been altered. Earlier days, what used to happen in traditional labor force ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು what used to happen? What used to happen? Okay, earlier earlier they used to go for more number of kids. Now less number of kids. Why? The responsibility burden will lie on them. And first and foremost, they are nuclear family. Okay, and second is they already have a very good health infrastructure, and the constraint is there for resources. That is why they go for less number of kids. And one more logic here. Earlier days, okay, there was no better health infrastructure. Okay, there used to be lot many number of death used to happen. That is why they used to go for more number of kids. Why? They want the generation to be continued. Otherwise, some small diseases also people used to die. Now it is not the case. Right now we have a economic as well as a health infrastructure. That is why we are going for less number of kids. Isn't it clear? Is it clear? Right? That means the entire family structure is changing from more number of kids to limited number of kids. And recently, new trend has started. We will not go for kids, we will adopt the kids. Have you seen this? Yes. This is also there because we should not say it as wrong. It depends on the individual perspective. Right? Many people are going for only marriage without kids. We call it as adoption. Correct? I hope you know this. This is again changing the family structure. Why? Because actually, logically, if you see, if the genes are being transferred and you are raising a kid, they will have more attachments. If you go for the kids without rearing, okay, without the natural process, that will not have attachments. I hope you know this. Correct? So again, that is leading to disattachments. Family structures are changing. Okay. Many movies have come, they will adopt. The kid will tell after 18 years, Arey yaar, I am not your kid, give me the property. They will take property, they will say tata, bye bye. Such things may happen. Again, these are the things. Women empowerment. See, because of women empowerment, good things are happening. Sometimes, some complexities are happening, I would say, rather than I saying the negative things. Complexities. Yes, you can. See, sometimes excess empowerment is leading to violence of men, not women. Men. Okay, as you have asked, okay, I'm telling you. If you would have not asked, I would have not told you. Just idea. See, because of woman empowerment, what is happening? She is right now aware of her rights. Recently, what is happening? The woman is blackmailing the men. Correct? In the name of dowry. Correct? Have you seen this? A new type of tortures for male candidates. And unfortunately, our society is patriarchal society. Okay, now? But if you see our government policies, they are matriarchal in nature. There is no government policy which says if woman has tortured her, man can go and give a complaint. No policy is saying this. What policy says? If any woman go and complain, an FIR has to be filed against a man. Isn't it gender injustice? What's your opinion? Actually, because we are a patriarchal society, we made a laws to favor or to help the woman. Nowadays, some new things are happening which we cannot avoid. It depends on the personal ethics. Okay, we should not comment on it. But sometimes we have seen the false allegations being put. Correct? They are misusing the woman empowerment to harass the male candidate. Okay, there was one recently a High Court verdict being given. The person was earning more. Okay, the lady was also empowered. She was also working. She asked the alumni. Alumni means after divorce, the male has to provide the money for women. This is called alumni. Okay, the woman has asked 1.4 lakh per month as a alumni from that person just to for her personal reasons. In spite she is having a job. Okay, I mean such things may have. Okay, again, no further debates because this is very debatable. Okay, because in India, what is there? I mean, just to make you understand, I'm not digressing. I'm just giving you an example. When it comes to women, no, there are two things. Women can file two type of cases. I mean, you should be aware of this. One is a civil case. One is civil case. One more is criminal case. If a person beats a woman, we call it a civil case, beating a woman, or asking for money. Okay, sorry, not asking for money, beating a woman, okay, torturing her, or what do you call for that? Mother-in-law torture and then what do you call? Yes, those things. We call it as a civil case. Suppose if a case is put, that is a dowry case, paisa ka case, it is called criminal case. The woman can file two type of case against men. If a man is been facing this issue, it is very easy. The person can come out. But if a person is facing this issue, his life is collapsed. Why? Because our laws are very strict. Collapsed because it's criminal offense. If a person is in government job, if a criminal case is being filed against him, he will go to home. That is a level of the laws we have made. Again, don't suggest misuse of this. It is actually the reality. You should know. Okay. Next, we have discussed three things. Fourth point. Women empowerment was the third thing. Now, fourth point. The declining of fertility. Declining fertility is changing the structure of the family. Okay. Actually, I told you about this. Earlier, we used to go for child marriages and early marriage. Early marriage is legal. Matlab, at age of 18 years, the people used to get married. Legally, it is 18 years long, minimum age. Okay, and the child marriage, so it is banned in India. Earlier, both were happening. That is why the fertility rate was low. Fertility rate means the number of kids the woman can, rear. That is called as fertility. Earlier, fertility was 4, 5, 6, sometimes 12. Okay, I have seen one of my friend. Okay, his grandmother is having 12 kids. 1 dozen kids. 1 dozen kids. And each person has 2 kids. Earlier it was 4 kids. Now it has reduced to 2 kids. So total, family tree is comprising 120 plus members. Now if you consider nuclear family, abhi to just 2, maximum plus 2 or 1. Correct. After 30, 40 years, it will be hardly 25, 35. Total number of members in the family tree. But it was the not case prior. Right. So if you go for your villages, suppose if you get a time, or your friends' families will be their joint family, please visit the villages marriages, the marriages in the village level. You can see the entire, the what do you say, the chowdhury is filled with the family members. That is why in most of the marriage ceremonies, they will do two types of rituals. One is common for everyone, where every people, known people will come and greet the people, the people who are getting married, couples, right? But before that, there is one ritual where only family members will be. They have made only this reason because in villages, the entire family tree will come. Okay, I told 12 members, 12, and each family 4, and for each 4, 2 kids. Just count, imagine what is the number, more than 200 here only. And most of the time, what is happening is, okay, though we are nuclear family, okay, we are having our roots in villages. Okay, we still visit the villages in some festival times. Have you seen this? This is how the family structure is changing. Okay, during festivals, most of the people go back. They celebrate the festivals. Again, they say Tata bye bye. Again, they will come back. This is a complexity of the family structure. Okay, I can say it as seasonally joint family. Can I say this? Seasonally joint family. Right? So, this is also a new norm. Okay, is it clear? Now, I was talking about fertility. The fourth trend is the decline of fertility. Now, the decline of fertility is happening because of some reasons. Number one, the government has assured the health, okay, for everyone, right? Because central government and state government has played a major role in respect to health infrastructure. Okay, earlier there was no aspect of vaccination earlier days. Now whenever a baby is born, the baby is being given with the BCG vaccine. Some vaccines will be given. Okay, have you seen the babies, there will be one mark, that is a vaccine mark. Okay, you would have seen the babies. Most of us also will be having some marks. Okay, the round color marks, that is vaccine mark. We will be having been given the vaccines. And over and above that, the government has set up the infrastructure in such a way that you are having access for the health as well as education. If there is very good health, that is, you would have seen at the local levels, community health centers, or we call it as primary health centers. In every village, we have a what is it? Not able to get that word. Delivery related facilitation will be done. What do you call for that? Yes, very good. Thank you. Maternity related the ward will be there. Okay, it will be healthy as well as very hygienic, and also experts will be sitting. That means the childbirth will be accurately predicted and will be ensured. Correct? So that is how the health infrastructure is very robust in the recent times. And also, if there is some problem in the pregnancy, complexity in the pregnancy, they will detect prior only. Many tests will be done. So that is how health benefits are being assured for the people. That is why they do not go with more number of kids. Okay, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಆಡು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ 4 ಹುಡುಗರನ್ನ ರೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೋದ್ರು ಇನ್ನು 2 ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So that means we are assured by the government, and also the health infrastructure is very good. And over and above that, education is really ensured. Education leads to better opportunities of job. That leads to better labor, the goals. Economic opportunities are assured. That is why people are not going for more number of kids. Isn't it? That is why the declining fertility is happening. Okay, according to government data, according to government data, the fertility rate is less than 2 in India. That means the people are going for 2 kids at a max. Earlier it was 6. Earlier it was 8. Okay, now it has completely reduced. Why? Government has ensured. Okay, is this clear? Fertility rate has decreased. One, because of government effort. Second, because personal commitments. People want to get settled first, roam the world first, then think about marriage. Think about marriage. Right? That is leading to reduction in fertility. And one more issue is there. Okay, you should know. That is, again, you can write this in exam. Nowadays, what is happening? Education is being provided, but educated unemployment is increasing. Educated unemployment is increasing. First. Second, educated underemployment is increasing. Underemployment. Underemployment means I have a degree. I am capable of getting at least 2 lakh per month, but I am not getting 2 lakh. I am only getting 1 lakh. For my sustenance in Bengaluru, I need at least 60 to 80,000 rupees per month. I am only saving 40, not 1 lakh 40,000. And that instance we call it as underemployment. That means my potential is not reached with respect to employment. That is issue. And one more is we have seen seasonal unemployment. Seasonally we are employed. If there is UPSC exam, we are employed. Example employed. UPSC exam, the teachers are getting employment. If there is no exam, no employment. And just to make you understand and you link this with the farmers. If there is very good rainfall, crops will be there. You will get the money. If there is no rain, no money. That is a seasonal employment. And we are seeing these issues. This is leading to people not even think about marriage, live about kids. Okay, right? This is leading to low fertility. And the trend says, according to the census data, okay, not been done in the last time. Just remember, according to government data, the present average age of marriage of present youth is, can you have guessed what is the number? That is legal age. Legally, what you said is correct. But the present average age of marriage of every youth in India, please remember, it is 28. People are getting married at 28. This is the age, average age I am telling you, as compared to the total population. That means the fertility, obviously it will be reducing, right? If a person is getting married at 28, there will be many biological complexities, right? And secondly is they are not going for kids, they are not even interested. If they are interested also, biology is not permitting. If it is permitting also, they have education, not going for more number of kids. This is the scenario. Is it clear? So this is why the fertility rate is increasing, no decreasing. I hope it is clear. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ತರ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. You should think in this, right? Now the last one related to change in the family structure. Okay, change in the family structure. Fifth one is migration and mobility. Migration and mobility. People are now moving intra-district, inter-district, intra-state, interstate, international and intranational. What will happen? The family structure will completely change. There is a drastic change in the family structure. The families are now transforming into joint family to the present nuclear family towards individualism. Please remember this. Okay, joint family was there in the village or the traditional society. Now, because of migration, we went with nuclear family. Now, again, because of further intra-migration, we are going towards individualism. Okay, you would have seen. If there are, I'm giving you just one example. I have seen my friends. She is from Karnataka. She is the IAS officer working in UP. IAS officer working in UP. She actually married to one person from Karnataka. They were preparing together. They got married. This person is having a business in Karnataka. She is the IAS in UP. They only get, their personal time in the weekends. What do you call for such setup? Family structure. I will repeat what is said. The UP, she's IAS working in UP, but she's from Karnataka. She's IAS working in UP. And this person is running a business in Karnataka. And they were actually, this both people had their joint family. I mean, traditional setup. But now when they got married, they were nuclear. But because he started business, he is settled here. He is seasonally, like 6 days, he is staying individualism. And 1 day they are spending mutual time. Nuclear family. Okay, which category do you put this? Very difficult to say, right? So such complexities are happening because of migration mobility. Isn't it? So again, it's very difficult for me to say which category they fit in. Suppose if they get the time, they will take 1 month leave, they will go back to village. They will stay all together. Again, seasonally joint family, rarely, the nuclear family, most of the time individual family structure. Right? Such things are happening. I mean, you can write these things in exam, you'll get more marks because you are linking with the society. And the last one, here, sixth one is technology and media changing the role of the family. Technology example is websites, matrimonial websites. Matrimonial websites. Technology and media, they are changing the role of society. That is the family as an institution. Technology is changing the family institution because of matrimonial apps, websites. Because of matrimonial websites, the person can choose based on the preferences. But are they all 100% genuine? We don't know. Second, if it is genuine also, nowadays many divorces are happening. Correct. Why? Earlier joint family, what they used to think, not just compatibility, but many other factors. Correct. Now it is only the, some major preferences based on the couples. They are not knowing each other. They are not having the background known to each other. That is leading to mishaps, misunderstandings, leading to divorces. Divorces, matlab, again, family structure changed. Multiple marriages, multiple divorces. Correct. Again, not necessarily linked with matrimonial website, but not genuine most of the time. Most of the time. Then one more, new change in the family structure because of this technology, that is dating apps. Many apps, what all things they do. Okay, again, more complexities are involved. And recently, a new thing has come: online parenting platform. Online parenting platform. The person is from somewhere, the donor is somewhere. They will, go for online parenting, and they will give the, what do you say, genes, DNAs to somewhere, and they will take the DNAs. They will go for rearing. I mean, easy way to get, it's for one parent baby. The woman is not married, either she adopt or she go for gene transfer. She will get the normal natural process, the baby. Such complex things. Single parent baby. Many complex things are happening. Okay, you may be very much aware about, about this than me. And the social media is shaping the changes in the family. Social media is changing the, the family structure. Social media, how? Facebook, Instagram. Okay, how it is impacting the family? Okay, many things I think you would have been knowing. Live-in relations. Okay, it is not a, the family legally, but, I should not say it as illegal, but it is not a family as an institution where the ceremony has happened, but they are living together. Okay, I hope you would have seen movies showcasing this, right? So these are the issues with the changing family structure. Okay, and apart from this, this person I told you, Mr. Srinivas, he has highlighted a new trend in the family structure. Okay, he says modified joint family is the new norm we see in the present time, according to Mr. Srinivas. What he says is earlier it was a joint family. Because of some economic reason, personal reasons, it became a nuclear family. But however, it is not the end in itself. Nuclear family can seasonally become joint family, according to Mr. Srinivas. Okay, it was earlier joint family. Now it became nuclear family because of migration, employment opportunities, women empowerment, correct? Many other reasons. But now nuclear family got to know about the reality, basic ethos of the joint family. That is why again they will be turning back to the joint family in some occasions like festivals, like marriage ceremonies of some other friends, correct? Some trips, family trips, you would have seen this, family trips, joint family trips. Okay, many movies have come now. What is that? I mean, you may be very much aware of, about this. Rangastalama, what is it? Samantha, one movie is there. Not Rangastalama. One movie was there where the heroine, okay, got to know about the pain faced by the hero. Where hero is very much family oriented man, and his father has died, and she will help him to get all the family tree to get behind, the old generations to get behind. What is that movie? Chandrasthala. Is it Chandrasthala? Okay, such movies again. We will not discuss about movies. You think about the context. So what M.N. Srinivas says is, okay, most of the families will have some common themes. Number one is emotional bond. Every family will have their emotional bond, and they need financial commit and support. And next is ritual unity. I'll just explain this. Emotional bond. Suppose example, if let's say example, if my relative is from North Karnataka, if he is fracture his hand or legs, will I go and meet him? Yes. This is called as an emotional bond. If something mishap happens, or some good things happen, like marriage ceremony, we all go together, entire family. Have you seen people calling you for marriages? Come with entire family. Yes, this is a meaning. That means this is why we people have that emotional bonds. And most of the time, if there is a financial disturbance in the nuclear family, what with whom you will take loan? Relatives. I mean, family members. Correct. That is where we again turn back towards the joint family. This is what Mr. Srinivas says. So he says the present family structure is modified joint family, turning into nuclear, then back to the normal, joint family in a seasonal time. Is it clear? Yes. And I need not tell what type of marriages are there. Okay, I hope you may be knowing what type of marriages. I'll just name the types of marriages we see in India. Arrange come choice. Okay, one love marriages, intercaste marriages, interfaith marriages, inter-religious marriages. Okay, and in most of the things, we see the gender role is been changing. Okay, gender role. Okay, we are not the age-old wala society now. Now the role of gender is been changing. Like who can rear and care. Nowadays, government has changed the rules. I hope you know this. Okay, government has come up with. I'm not aware of the numbers. 26 weeks paid leave will be given for women if she is ready to take. I hope you know this. When a woman is having carrying a baby, she should not be laid off by any company if it is a registered company or government. if she is ready to get, she will be given paid, the salary, even though she is back in home. This is how we are helping the familial structure by help of government. We call it as a pregnancy leave. Okay, pregnancy leave. Not just this, government has come up with gender justice now. Government is giving paternity leave also. For father, they are giving some leave, which is paid leave. Recently, they brought the changes. Why? We want to make the laws gender neutral. This is how we are again promoting the family structure, isn't it? Yes. And nowadays, you can link this with the changing role of men also. What is happening to men? They are the participant in taking care of kids. Earlier, it was not the case. Correct. Now they are a part of the mutual, the work sharing also. Correct. You would have seen. I told you example. She will cook and this person will sweep. Okay. So such things will happen. And can I say, is a patriarchy as a setup is completely taken away from the society? No, we can't say this. In spite of all this changing role of the family, we see the relevance of patriarchy. Okay, so I hope you know this. How patriarchy is prevailing in the present time? Number one, domestic violences. No matter whether the woman is, educated. Sometimes we see domestic violence directly or indirectly. People will tell, okay, give this much dowry. Don't give cash. You give in kind or give in some other way. Okay, have you seen recently, many marriages, especially the Hindu marriages, majority people. Okay, they give something called as a house, what is it, car, some other gold. This is indirectly taking the, money from the what girl side. And also son meta preferences. Have you seen in the recent times also there are some educated fools who are going for more number of kids to get the son. Have you seen this setup? They will, if the first kid is the girl child, they will go for one more child. Again, if it is again girl child, again they will go for the one more child. Their agenda is to get the male as a kid. This is called as son meta preference. It is still prevailing in most of the Orthodox community in India. And to avoid this, okay, government has actually brought one law. This law name is, okay, this is there for Hindu community. We did not touch the other community like Christian, Muslim, because it becomes a religious issue, communal issue after that. And moreover, our politicians are not honest person, not honest people. They want the more bad. Okay, they will seed the seed of communalism. Okay, that is why we brought the law for Hindu community. Hindu matlab according to rules, it involves Jain as well as Buddha. Only for this case, that is what is it? Property allocation. Okay. In 2006, please check the year 2006 or 2008. Government has brought property rights, act for Hindus. No matter the girl is male or female, the property has to be distributed equally among the kids. This is a law brought by government. Okay, as of now, the present status. Again, please don't go and ask these things in your family and don't tell my name. Okay, this is a legally I am telling you. If a person, if there is an issue of dispute in the properties, the woman has 50% right of share for the, their generations. I mean, their lands. Please remember this. This is right is only given for the Hindu community. In future, they may add for other community also. Why? Because it is a very sensitive issue. Some things we should not do in the present times because politics, dirty politics. Okay. Actually, we have done some minor things like recently triple talaq issue, which was actually hampering the women's right. We removed it. Why? It is injustice for our women. Okay. So I hope it is clear. right? Patriarchy is still prevailing, son meta preference. Okay. And UPSC may ask some questions, okay, which we studied. Apart from this, some analytical questions. Can I also say, because of changing the role of family, that is joint family turning into nuclear family, some new kind of issues are arising in the recent times. Number one is day care centers for babies. That here the familial attachment, love, care, affection is being reduced. Can I say this? That for the kids, the arrogance of kids may increase if there is no, attachments or no proper sharing of values. That means this is the issue related to kids. Second issue is even the old age people, we call old age as a geriatric population. The old age people are also facing some psychological, emotional trauma. Because of nuclear family, they lost their kids now. Though the kids are living, but they are not staying with the kids. Correct. Suppose if some mishap happen with their health, who is supposed to take care of them? Correct. So that is why we have seen the old age people are suffering psychologically, emotionally, and this has led to a new kind of structure. We call it as ಯಾವ್ದು? Old people ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಮನೇಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. Excellent. Old age homes have passed. These old age homes are increasing in the recent time in the tier 2 cities. Tier 2 cities. Tier 2 cities means not the very big cities, the small urban areas, especially like Tumkur, Taluk level. You can see the people in Taluk level, the kids of the father and mother, they have migrated back to Bengaluru. They are working here, settled here. They go occasionally. But what has happened? If some mishap happens with their parents, nobody is there to take care. Isn't it? This is one reason. Either they take care of themselves, psychological, emotional trauma, or sometimes in the name of property, in the name of the division, they send the old age equal to the old age. This is a new trend we see in India. Is it good or bad? It is dangerous because the entire family structure is broken in the recent times. Especially these issues are happening in 3 states according to government reports. Number one, Kerala. Why Kerala? The people in Kerala are actually migrating to Dubai. Most of the people are migrating to Dubai. There is no one to take care of these people. Even in Bangalore, the people in Bangalore, they are, one example I'm telling. I have seen a person is a HAL retired person. His kids, actually he made his kids to study in a very, very reputed colleges, but they got opportunities abroad. One is doctor settled in London, another is an engineer settled in USA. He'll never come back. These two people are here only, right? So again, to use these opportunities, a new type of businesses have come. Have you heard this? Especially in Bangalore. I mean, you can also check for such business ideas. Yes. Have you seen the people have started with local communities, age-old community centers? This is not an age-old home. The old people will stay back in home, but for rejuvenation purpose, regeneration purpose. Okay, morning they will come. Everything will be arranged here, like yoga they will do. They will do all the communications with others. Again, they will go back home. And these people will send the nurse also in home for home to take care of them. A new type of business have come. Okay, again, this is the change in family structure in the recent time. And because of these changes, we see more complexities with respect to legal complexities are increasing. For example, people are marrying multiple marriages. Okay, some people will say, we should adhere for a Hindu religion. Some say Muslim religion. If it is a inter religion, which law you will apply? More complexity. Correct. So legal issues as well as policy issues are being arising in the recent times. Okay, I hope you would have seen this in most of the time movies, sorry, even in your newspaper, right? Notidirra ilva? These are increasing. Why? Because the inter-caste, inter-religion, international marriages are happening. Correct. So nowadays people are going for online marriages. Okay. I mean, you can see the trend. There is a lot of problem here, complexity here. Correct. So how the divorces should be, which laws one should follow, it's more of very complex in nature. Correct. So this is where we are living here in the present time. Yeah, this will end your the aspect of family as an institution. Is this clear? What is your idea? Is family structure is in right direction or not in right direction? Okay, what's other views? Family, as you said, sometime we can say it as it is very, if in exam they ask you, okay, so family as an institution is there in the present time and it is evolving and it is adjusting itself to the changing circumstances. But however, Indian society, family is a closed circle. Okay, I hope you know this. And next class we'll discuss about the woman. Still we have another 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes. Okay alva, energy ಇದೆ alva? Is it okay? I mean, this matlab half yes, half no. Huh? Okay, they have exams today, so we'll leave little early. Sorry. Acha, you had your exams. Oh, that's the reason the number is less. Yeah, last time. No, even I do understand because I'm telling you honestly. As an engineer, we used to read for 2 days for monthly test. What do you call for monthly test? Internals. We used to do 2 days for internal test and 7 days for final exam. This is what is our study time in my college days. If that is the case, this is very precious time. You should read. If that is the case, because if you have an exam, how about exams? Is it finished? I will not discuss completely. I'll just give you a brief overview about women. Okay, and we'll leave. Okay. So we'll be now discussing about women, her role, her issues, before how the issues were there, how the new kind of issues are arising. Okay, what we can do in future. So without having the basic knowledge, okay, just in a brief view, okay, if I tell you, our woman, as compared to the ancient time, she is more secure, more safeguarded, more empowered. Can I say this? What's your opinion? Yes. Because in ancient times, what used to happen, please remember, the woman enjoyed the rights only in some section of the societies. Please remember this. Okay, earlier time, if the kingdom was there, the woman belonging to the king or the women belonging to the higher hierarchy of the society, they had very good opportunities for herself to explore. Okay, the woman used to learn what is this archery. She used to do, she used to handle as a queen. She used to have many, what do you say, recreational activities she used to do. Correct? And also she was also eligible for learning process. That is the learning process, education, right? So, but the lower section of the society, because of the caste system, Okay. Second is because of the patriarchal setup, women and her rights were completely undermined. Right? And most of the time, woman as a gender was seen as a homemaker. Okay. And if it is village setup, she used to go and do the work. And there also, when she was working, okay, as a farm laborer, she was paid less. Paid less as compared to men. Okay, I think you will be knowing this. In some movies, they will showcase. Male, the money will be like more. Female, it will be very less. This used to happen some decades back. Now we are changing it. Now the government policies are equal pay for equal work in most of the government related works. In private, some people do it illegally. Okay, but again, this was the same. Right. And women used to face many type of restrictions. I said restrictions, either with respect to religion, either with respect to mobility. Mobility means movement. Correct? And many issues were faced by women. Okay. And especially if you see this middle level women, I mean to say, in the ancient times, higher level women used to have access for everything. And the if you see the top rung of the society, okay, here most of the women were also caretaker as well, caretaker as well as laborer in the house, outside the house, that is farm laborer and worship. There some equality used to persist, some equality, not completely. But if the woman is in the lower level, middle level, she faced a lot of restrictions. Women. Okay, that actually persistent in the present times. Okay, recently what has happened? Women are facing issues with respect to patriarchy, religion, as well as social restrictions are there. Like I said, temple entry, etc. And also, women is seen as the some of the advertisements are portraying women as a materialistic in nature. Correct, rather than the real value of her. They are portraying the materialistic aspect of woman or womanhood. These are the issues. And over and above that, recently, the women are facing a new kind of issues. New kind of issues in the present time. Okay, because woman is empowered, she is going for individualism. Okay, sharing, caring, but still the issue of divorces, the issue of the dowry, right, the issue of the forceful child rearing, so those things are happening. Okay, this is within the family, and within the society she is facing many kinds of issues. Okay, the safety related, right, and also competition related, and labor laws are also not in favor of women. Okay, sometimes government has given only permission for male laborer because of the security reasons, but not for women laborers. Correct. So such issues are happening, and you would have seen a new trend, has come, which is showcasing the woman and her issues. Have you seen this moment? Are you aware of this? Anyone has come across this? Me Too movement. Me Too movement. Okay. In social media, they will post
Women harassment.
women harassment. Okay. It has become very trending. Okay. What the thing here is, women used to face many types of issues. Okay, knowingly, unknowingly, she did not come forward to and told to the society. Some years before, what has happened? The woman who is an actress, she has faced many problems. You know how the problems will be, right? She has faced many problems, and she has put it to the social media. Many people started tagging her, and they also said, "Me too." That means I also face similar kind of issues in this way. Okay, this has become so what do you say? In media, it has become so viral. Every woman started to highlight her issues. This moment we call it as Me Too moment. This is social media led, a platform where women is showcasing her grievances, issues, and over and above that, You may be seeing in government offices also, there is a lot of prejudices. Okay, have you seen some politicians directly saying, "Arey, you are just a woman, officer. What can you do?" Have you seen such things? Right. This is called as a gender prejudices. Gender prejudices still exist. Okay, so these are the issues women facing within family, outside family, in the society, in the government office, even recently the workplace. Workplace, many harassments used to be happened, and are happening. Government has brought a law for this. Government said, okay, we will, arrest, matlab, reduce all the issues of women in workplace. For that, they have brought a law. Sexual harassment at workplace, law is there since 2013. Okay, and they themselves did not bring Supreme Court, put a Mangalarti, I should not say Mangalarti, again, not religious, centric. Supreme Court has given guidelines for the, central government. There is a vacuum in this particular area, bring the policy. Okay, that's why they have brought this. Okay. Recently, in most of the MNCs, we have a setup called as internal complaints committee. If the company is a registered company, they will be having the internal complaints committee. If a woman